The Secret Dinosaurs are undoubtedly one of the coolest things in Dinosaur King. They're unique and cool and incredibly powerful, and I'm pretty sure we all love them. But what I think a lot of Dinosaur King fans seem to forget is that in the anime at least, the Secret Dinosaurs weren't always secret. Because in the anime, the origin of the Secret Dinosaurs is that they were secret experiments conducted by Dr. Z. Because the element of secret is actually not one of the natural elements found within the stone tablets, and instead is an artificial element created by Dr. Z by fusing a dinosaur card with a move card. And that obviously means that originally, all of the Secret Dinosaurs were one of the 6 main elements. And that's a question that I think a lot of Dinosaur King fans sort of forget about. What element were the Secret Dinosaurs before they became secret? Hey everyone, my name is Prince and welcome back to another video talking about Dinosaur King. As I just said, in today's video we're going to be talking about something really interesting, which is, what element were the Secret Dinosaurs before they became secret? Because obviously Secret Dinosaurs are not naturally occurring. A dinosaur card cannot naturally be of the secret element. Because the only way a dinosaur card can be of the secret element is when it's fused with a move card. So that obviously means that before being fused with a move card, or multiple move cards, as is the case with most Secret Dinosaurs, they were actually one of the 6 original elements. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. What elements were the Secret Dinosaurs originally? Now, we're actually going to be going in reverse order because the most interesting Secret Dinosaurs to talk about original element wise are actually the ones at the start. So to save the best till last, we're actually going to be going in reverse order, and we're actually going to be starting with a sort of honorable mention for the 2 Secret Dinosaurs that actually weren't in the anime. And that is, of course, Pawpawsaurus and Eoraptor. And to be honest, I don't think either of these require a lot of explanation, because obviously Pawpawsaurus is an armored dinosaur, so it would pretty obviously have been an Earth type before it became secret. And as for Eoraptor, it's obviously a small carnivore, which makes it a wind type. Interestingly enough, we actually have a bit of an idea about what non-secret Eoraptor would have looked like. Because on one of the arcade cards for Polacanthus, we can actually see a non-secret golden Eoraptor, which is actually pretty cool considering that the only other secret dinosaur that we have a non-secret appearance for is Pachycephalosaurus from season 2 of the anime. Anyway, with those 2 honorable mentions out of the way, let's move on to talk about the secret dinosaurs in the anime. And as we're going in reverse order, we're starting off with Cryolophosaurus. Now, Cryolophosaurus was actually one of the only secret dinosaurs not to be created by Dr. Z. Instead, it was actually created by Seth to be his new main dinosaur after he joined up with the Spectral Space Pirates. Now, the original element of Cryolophosaurus is pretty obvious considering it was a mid-sized carnivore that was a lot smaller than fire types like Terry and Gigas. Not to mention it was fast as all hell and was able to basically take on all 3 of the Spectral Space Pirate dinosaurs without the use of any move cards. So from both of these factors alone, I think we can pretty safely say that Cryolophosaurus would have been a wind type. Moving on to the other secret dinosaur of season 2 that was probably also created by Seth, we have Brontikens, who was of course either an Apatosaurus or a Brontosaurus, depending on who you ask. But either way, I think it's pretty obvious that Brontikens was most likely a water dinosaur before being turned into a secret. Number 1, because basically every sauropod is a water dinosaur, with the notable exception of the big sauropods like Seismosaurus and Supersaurus, which are of course grass move cards. And number 2, because in the arcade, Brontikens is actually confirmed to be a water type. So yeah, Brontikens was most likely meant to be a water dinosaur before he got turned into a secret. So with the 2 season 2 secrets out of the way, we can move on to season 1. And of course, seeing as we're going in reverse order, we now move on to A dinosaur that I think a lot of you know by now is my personal favorite. And this is, of course, the mighty Megalosaurus. Now, funnily enough, there's actually more than one answer when it comes to what element Megalosaurus would have been before it became secret. Because if we're talking about real-life Megalosaurus, then it would undoubtedly have been a wind type. Because Megalosaurus was a mid-sized carnivore, and it was smaller than Allosaurus, which is also a wind type, so it would make sense for it to be a wind type. However, when it comes to Megalosaurus, Dinosaur King is pretty inaccurate. Because as we know, Dinosaur King is not the most accurate or consistent when it comes to dinosaur sizes. For example, pretty much every fire dinosaur is the same size as a T-Rex. There's never any deviation. And Megalosaurus is no exception to these inaccuracies, because in Dinosaur King, Megalosaurus is sized up pretty considerably. As I mentioned in my Megalosaurus rewrite video, Megalosaurus was estimated to be around 9 meters long. But given that the Dinosaur King Megalosaurus is around the same size as Terry, that would mean that they upscaled it to be around 13 meters in length. I genuinely can't believe that the one thing in all of dinosaur media that inaccurately sized up Megalosaurus so that it could have taken on things like a T-Rex didn't even feature it very much in its own episode. But I'm not here to rant about Megalosaurus' screen time again. If you want that, then you can just go and watch the Santosaurus rewrite. The point being that Megalosaurus is absolutely supposed to be depicted as a fire dinosaur in the anime. Not to mention that in both the arcade game and the DS game, Megalosaurus has the same animations as every other fire dinosaur. So most likely the Dinosaur King variant of Megalosaurus would have been a fire type before it was turned into a secret. Then again, I would like to make the point that in Dinosaur King, other Megalosaurs have been both fire types and wind types. Because both the fire type Torvosaurus and the wind type Afrovenator are both part of the Megalosaur family. So I guess Megalosaurus really could have been either, but to be honest, I'm sticking by what I said. The real-life Megalosaurus definitely would have been a wind type, but the upscaled Dinosaur King Megalosaurus absolutely would have been a fire type. Now, moving on from Megalosaurus, obviously we have the Deinonychus trio. And I think with these guys, it's pretty clean cut. They're raptors, so they probably would have been wind types. However, there is one thing I'd actually like to pick up on when it comes to the Deinonychus, and that's the fact that there's 3 of them. Because 3 dinosaurs being contained within one dinosaur card is actually pretty weird. And the only other time we've seen that is with the mysterious Velociraptor card that didn't have an element. So that might actually be something that I talk about when it comes to doing the video about the Velociraptor card, but for now, I'm gonna say that the Deinonychus trio were probably wind types. Now, moving on from the Deinonychus trio, we get to the ones you've all been waiting for. Because most of the secret dinosaurs pretty much sort themselves into their own elements. Cryolophosaurus and Deinonychus were medium and small carnivores, and thus they were wind types. The Dinosaur King Megalosaurus was a big carnivore, so it was a fire type. And Brontikens was a sauropod, so it was obviously a water type. But there are 2 secret dinosaurs that are so unique that they don't really fit into any of the established elemental groups. And that is, of course, Pachycephalosaurus and Therizinosaurus. Now, this isn't just going to be me wildly theorizing over what elements these dinosaurs were originally, because believe it or not, we actually know what element these dinosaurs were before they became secret. Ironically, the 2 that are the most difficult to group are the ones we actually got confirmation for. So buckle in, because I'm about to blow your mind. Now, the original elements of both of these dinosaurs were apparently confirmed by a website that was active around the time of the anime. The website apparently let you capture your own dinosaurs, and it featured Pachycephalosaurus and Therizinosaurus with their original elements. So let's start with Therizinosaurus, who was, if you can believe it, a fire type. Now, this actually does make a little bit of sense, as Therizinosaurs are actually related to Tyrannosaurs, who are basically the main type of dinosaur that make up fire types. Although it is pretty difficult to imagine Therizinosaurus, as well as all of its relatives, using fire-type move cards, considering most fire-type move cards rely solely on the enormous jaws of fire-type dinosaurs. Like, imagine Therizinosaurus trying to use Blazing Spin. Like, it has a tiny mouth, it wouldn't be able to grab anything with it. Some people have actually theorized that it would have used its claws instead, and you know, that's not actually a bad idea. Imagine Therizinosaurus using Fire Scorcher with its claws. It just generates a giant fireball and then throws it at you. God, that would be terrifying. Imagine that, a giant turkey with enormous claws throwing the equivalent of the sun at you. But regardless, Therizinosaurus was confirmed to be a fire dinosaur, and I think that's pretty cool. And so it's time to move on to the final dinosaur on the list. The first one we ever saw in the anime, Pachycephalosaurus. And Pachycephalosaurus was confirmed to be, and I think this actually makes a decent bit of sense as well, a lightning dinosaur. Now, the reason I think this makes a decent bit of sense is that the main feature of Pachycephalosaurus, as well as what it uses for move cards, is its head, which is exactly the same as all of the ceratopsian dinosaurs that make up the lightning category. And unlike Therizinosaurus with fire-type moves, it is not difficult at all to picture Pachycephalosaurus using lightning moves. So this obviously means that lightning dinosaurs can be both ceratopsians and Pachycephalosaurs as well. So yeah, everyone, that was a video discussing the original elements of all of the Dinosaur King's secret dinosaurs. Again, it's pretty obvious for most of them, but I just thought it was a fun thing to do a video on. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and go join the Dinosaur King unofficial Discord down in the description down below. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching, everyone, and I will see you on another video very, very soon. Goodbye, everyone.